from the card, which is displayed on the screen. This is broadcasting to your community with your hosts. Normally, it would be myself and David Burrows, but today it's just me. And if you want to join me on camera, then please do so. You just need to type guest, and you can join me live on camera. Simple as that. We have a bot running today. So welcome to the show. And this week, I want to say a warm welcome to Ontario, Cambridge, Devizes, and San Diego. Ontario is where David is based, Sarnia, Ontario. Welcome to the show. And Cambridge is where Fons Chamberlain is based, and we're broadcasting direct to his friends in Cambridge. And we are broadcasting in Devizes, which is where I'm based, which is in wonderful Wiltshire in England, a stone's throw away from Stonehenge and Avebury and Salisbury. So you've got an idea of where I am now in the UK. And then finally, we're going live in San Diego too, thanks to Karen Glasser. And this is all due to the fact that we can now cross-post shows, and we can do live cross-posting. So when I go live in Wiltshire, I'm actually going live in Ontario, in San Diego, and in Cambridge. As I said a moment ago, if you want to join me on camera, then please do. What you're going to see as you visit sites at the moment is, will you accept our privacy statement? Now, this is down to GDPR, General Data Protection, which is designed to assist us all and protect us all, so that we know how our information is being stored, we have the right for it to be deleted, and we are put in control of our information. Now, all of which means that the majority of websites have actually had to update their privacy policies. So even BeLive.tv updated their privacy policy. And when you log into BeLive.tv now, you'll be asked to agree to it. Now, all the changes are to your benefit, and it tells you, if you go and read the policy, how BeLive are actually storing your information, what information they're storing, and how they're actually going to use it. So next time you sign on as guest, next time you sign on as host, then please do read the privacy statement, but it is aimed at protecting us. Now, if you are watching live at the moment, if you could comment, that would be good. And if you want to join me on camera, I caught Corinda on camera with Dale earlier, so that was good. This is TVSN, the Video Show Network, but Mr. Burrows is not available today, so he's left me to run the show. He will be on, as I understand it, at 3:30 p.m. Eastern today. And okay, I'm just checking a message from a messenger bot. So you can catch David at 3:30 p.m. Eastern today. Type guest to join me on the show if you want to come on camera. And I see that TVSN is like the show. Presumably that's not David. Right. What I do want to talk about is, well, there is a show on Wednesday with myself and Karen Glasser. And both Karen and I, Karen came 5th in the Live Streaming Awards 2018. I came 9th, and we're having a little party to celebrate. It will be at 10:30 my time, which means it's 7:30. Sorry, somebody help me. It will be at 5:30 Eastern and 2:30 on the Pacific Coast, and that's a party on Wednesday to celebrate the Live Streaming Awards with Karen and I. And hopefully we've invited, well, Karen's invited quite a few people to join us. So that should be an interesting evening. And I just want to say officially, whilst I'm live on air, a big thank you to everybody who voted. We've got a saying in the UK, I'm quite chuffed at the result. And Corinda's confirming that it'll be 5:30 in the UK on 5:30 on the East Coast on Wednesday. Right, now something I'm looking forward to later this week is the latest release of Win Broadcaster. Now, Win Broadcaster, just bring it up on screen so you can see it, is a desktop application which works on PC and on Mac. It costs the princely sum of $30 a year. And for that, you get the ability to record high definition video locally on your machine, but you can also go out to Facebook, to YouTube, to Twitch, to Periscope, all from your desktop without using any of the software. But the interesting thing is that in the next, hopefully this week, Win Broadcaster will have a virtual camera. Why is that important, you ask? Why is having a virtual camera important? What's one of the biggest things that we want to do on Be Live and we can't? Is to play pre-recorded video. So Win Broadcaster will allow us to play pre-recorded video with sound on BeLive.tv, which will be good. There's got a message saying it's all good. I'm not sure. Right, okay. And that was from Jay Lane. Okay. So Jay is broadcasting at the moment. If you're not watching me, then go and watch Jay. So Win Broadcaster is being updated this week, and that will mean that we can use a whole host of effects on our Be Live broadcast, not least of which is the ability to have a pre-roll, post-roll, and just a minute, just hang on. Let's just stop this a minute. I've got a comment coming through from Mr. David Burrows. It says, thanks for taking care of the show today. I can only assume that David is out and about, and that message is from mobile. But you're most welcome, David. I'm doing my best. Well, I'm trying anyway, as they say. So thank you for the good wishes. And basically, Win Broadcaster is going to make a whole lot of difference to our Be Live broadcast. If we can play pre-roll, post-roll, and mid-roll live videos with sound, then we'll all win and we all benefit. If you want to join me on camera, then now the secret's revealed. David is actually live. He's working at the radio station today. So there you are. There you have it. Anyway, nice to see you, David. Have a great show, and hope to catch you later. And talking of people who have great shows, I say welcome to Corinda, who's going live for the second time today. And hello, Corinda.
Hello, Ethan.
Right, how are you?
I'm alright. That was great on Saturday. I mean, so many comments on the gaming. I didn't get any comment that, like, on Saturday, on that page, there were so many comments.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I mean, I sort of can see what catches people's eye, but if I was gaming, I'd rather be playing the game than watching somebody else play the game. I don't know. That's just me. But I'm glad that the show is a success, and I hope the page is a success as well.
Yeah, and so many now are using V9 because, like, one is like V9. Remember, like, when you put the message in box and you type V9, many people type V9 and they say, wow, V9 is great.
Yeah.
Like, they said V9 is absolutely great platform.
Oh, it is, yeah. Yeah, we agree on that. Right, okay. Now, if you're a programmer, let's begin with this. If you're a programmer, it was announced 2 hours ago that Microsoft have bought GitHub, or GitHub, depending on where you are, for £7.5 billion. Now, if you've never heard of GitHub, then that's not a problem. It is, in fact, a repository for code. And when programmers are working together, they use GitHub to do version control on software. And part of it was free. And basically, it stores the code of millions of applications, which we all use every day. Microsoft have bought it. Now, I only hope that they leave it alone to run itself, which they promised to do. because what we don't want is what has happened to, I don't know if anybody actually uses Skype anymore, but if you use Skype since Microsoft took it over, it's not quite the same. So I'm hoping that GitHub they leave it alone, let it run itself. And
That's
say,
why, that's why there was a Microsoft event coming up soon, like today, because I heard about it, and they said that there will be a Microsoft event after Apple, because Apple is on now, but after Apple is Microsoft, so I think Microsoft's gonna announce it.
yeah. Are you coming by phone today or by your PC?
So, because every time I'm on PC, they always update.
Right. And you got your microphone working?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one are you using? Just out of interest.
OPEC one roll there, and like I can hear it from my
Right.
ear.
Okay. I'm just saying. I mean, when you had your old PC, your sound was better. So I'm just
Yeah.
because sound is important. Say hello to RJ and greetings, RJ. If you want to join me on camera, I know it's only Monday, but you're more than welcome to join me on camera. Now, in other news, right, and we normally broadcast from Ontario, so I got hold of a story today which is from Ontario, and a student was fined for using Apple Watch at the traffic lights, and it's a Canadian student's been fined 400 Canadian dollars for looking at the Apple smartwatch whilst waiting at the traffic lights.
What?
And there's no, I'm just talking globally here. We have in the UK a initiative called Don't Stream and Drive, which ran earlier this year. And in the US and Canada, you have distracted driving campaign days. I don't see that there's any excuse for driving and using your mobile phone unless it happens to be hands-free. And certainly we still see people actually streaming from their phone, and don't do it. And that's what happens. The police will stop you and you'll be fined. And the worst thing that can happen to that, which is worse than that, is that your distracted driving can actually cause an accident in which you are fine, but somebody else is affected. So I'd like your thoughts on Don't Stream and Drive. I say hello to Fonz. Welcome, Fonz. If you want to join us on camera, then just type
And
guest.
also, you'll be fined from Neil. Neil, have you seen Neil's Instagram lately? You know Neil?
Yeah, Sergeant TCS, yeah.
Yeah. I saw his Instagram this morning, and he was live. And he said, many people nowadays stream a flight with his bag, and he got a box, and he said, this is your vision, this is your paper, and everything where to go, like from your door, and also, if you are driving, like look this way and look this way, but if you want to not bike box from your eye, which is very true.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Being distracted whilst driving is not a good idea. Right, in other sales, and this is close to home, Fonz. If I can find it, might not mean anything if you're not in the UK, but Aunt Bessie's frozen foods have been sold for $210 million. Do you know what they do, Corinda?
I think they like throw it somewhere else, or no?
Yeah, this company is a British, household name, and Aunt Bessie's make 500 million Yorkshire puddings every year. That's a lot of Yorkshire puddings, and they've been sold out, but the company's staying where it is. And just like I hope that Microsoft leaves GitHub alone, I also hope that the people who bought Aunt Bessie's for $210 million leave it alone as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right. Okay. And now I've got a question for you, Corinda. You can go on this. What are the benefits of live broadcasting?
Well, as I said to you earlier, benefit of live broadcasting is like where you are interested, what you are interested about, why you want to do it, why you want to like broadcast. There's no people like you got a better microphone, you got a better camera, and the benefit of the live streaming is your internet. Am I right?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Totally right. And
Mm.
just going back to our Aunt Bess's comment, Aunt Bess is being sold. They make 500 million Yorkshire puddings every year. And Fonz is saying he never knew how one lady could make that many Yorkshire puddings. Okay.
You will
And
have Yorkshire pudding in England. You will have any.
sorry,
You will have any in England, in our country. You will have any Yorkshire pudding.
they're actually made in Hull, in
Really?
Yorkshire.
Or Yorkshire.
Yeah. And Yorkshire
Mm.
is in the north of England,
Oh yeah.
part of England.
Mm.
And their Yorkshire puddings are sold throughout the UK and exported as well.
Oh.
So it's a very big market. I mean, it's
Mm.
tradition is to have Sunday lunch with roast beef, Yorkshire
Yeah.
pudding, roast potatoes. Yeah, it's part
Mm.
of our English tradition.
Yeah.
And that's why the French call us what they do. But I'm not going to repeat it here because it's not very nice, really.
No.
Yeah. Now, normally at this time, we'll be talking about building your community or broadcasting your community, which is the title of your show. And we're coming live from Wiltshire, England, which is in England.
Mm.
And this
I'm
is
from London.
broadcasting to your community. And Corinda's just saying that he's in London. So there you are.
Mm.
Right. Okay. Toby is watching now, and I'm grateful if you are watching, whether you are. Well, let's see. Hands up if you're from Ontario. Just say yes in the comments if you're from Ontario. If you've come Cambridge in the UK, just say Cambridge. If you're from Devizes in England, and I can only think there's only going to be me doing that, type
Yeah.
Devizes. Or if you're from San Diego, type San Diego. Or you can type wherever you are. All I'm trying to do is to encourage you to comment. Now, if you've got any questions about live video, I'm going to do a short. And David's saying he's in Canada, in Ontario. Well, that's good to know. And Fonz is in Cambridge. Those two I could have predicted. Anybody else? Anywhere near Cambridge or Ontario or San Diego? Or if you're not, please say where you are. Then we can keep track of where our audience is.
By the way,
Yeah,
are you watching the F1 this week?
I'm not interested in F1 at the moment. I'm doing
Oh.
this live video show.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to,
Oh.
yeah. I mean, F1 interests us, but I'm not sure it's a sort of as global as we like to think of it being. If anybody wants to join me on camera, then please type guest, and you're more than welcome to join in and talk about anything that you like. So just type guest. I've got David's bot working today. I don't know how to name it. I call it the TVSN bot. And RJ is saying she's in Omaha. And we say hello to Lynn. Nice to see you, Lynn. And as I was just saying, type guest to join me on camera. And you're more than welcome to do so. Now, I just want to take a moment to talk about something slightly different. And that is the live video hub. And I apologize for doing this on David's program, but he did invite me in. When I go live on live video, I also go live on not on just on my page, but on David's page as well, which means I get an audience in Canada. David gets an audience in the UK when he goes live, and we share an audience in America. And it's good to have RJ in the house because we now have getting close to our first working messenger bot on the Live Video Hub. Now, Live Video Hub has 124 people using BeLive.tv to broadcast their shows from their business pages. And it's very simple. When they go live on their page, they go live on the Live Video Hub, which is operated by BeLive.tv. Now, why should you do that? Well, first of all, we've always said since the days of Blab that getting discovered is very, very difficult. Whereas if you go on the Live Video Hub, people can go and see the shows that are live today. They can get a reminder. If you set it up properly, they will come across to your show as well. And you'll get new viewers who would never have found you. Because by going to one single page, you're not going to 124 different pages. You're going to one page to find broadcasts that interest you. The whole service is free to broadcasters and to viewers. So I'll put a link in to the Live Video Hub in a moment, and then you can take a look. And this show today is going out live via the Live Video Hub, and it's being shared into the BeLivers group from the Live Video Hub. It's being shared on my page from the Live Video Hub. And each one of those posts has got a link at the top, which will take you directly back to the aforementioned TVSN network, which is where we are today. So I'll take my advert down on the screen and now explain what TVSN is. TVSN is David Burr's page on Facebook. It's the video show network, and it hosts at the moment 14 different broadcasters, all going live on David's page as David goes live on theirs. So it's cross-posting on a one-to-one basis, but when this show goes live, we go live on several different pages at the same time, and it just works. It's the best way we've found to actually get a consistent audience on your show. And basically, because you're actually reaching out to new people every time you broadcast, then you'll get new people watching your show. All right. Are you cross-posting on your page, Corinda?
Me. Now, me, and someone else doing it, but me. I'm making it more.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm having difficulty today, Corinda.
Oh.
Right. So, where can we go from here? If you've got any questions about live video, then please ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you want to join me on camera, then please do type guest and join me, and you're more than welcome to come on and talk about anything that you like to talk about. And my schedule for today, well, yes, you know, there's times when you actually put together a list and you run through it in the first 20 minutes, and then you think, well, what am I going to do next? That's where I am sat at the moment. So if you want to type guest and join me on camera, then please do so, as I can see that we have lost losing our audience. Right, okay, I'm gonna, well, I don't know where to go from here. Yeah. Right, okay. This really happens. This really happens. If you are watching now and you want to join, then please do so. And we've run through most of the topics. We've been through Live Video Hub. We've been through Win Broadcaster. We've been through the show with myself and Karen at 5:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And our dear Eden is saying, come join us. Yes, indeed. Come join us. Yeah, I've been slightly thrown a curve at the moment. If anybody does want to join in, then you're more than welcome to do so. But okay, right. I need a topic. I'm going to go and find a topic to talk about. Where can I go?
CNET or Hatman.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, so to CNET.com.
Sorry.
CNET.com.
And I'm not. What's happening on CNET?
Well, there's so much news on there when you'll know about
Yeah.
security.
Yeah. Okay.
Or hello to Hatman.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Right. Yes. Yes. Okay. I think that discretion being the best part of it. If nobody joins the next few minutes, then I'm going to close this show down early. I've got something that I have to get on with, and right. Okay, Corinda, thanks for joining me. Take care. See you again soon. Right. Okay. Now back on topic. The growth of messenger bots is phenomenal, and really, this is the time to actually get involved in messenger bots. Right. And thank you, Lynn. Thank you for that, and have a great day yourself. Okay. Messenger bots are where it's all at, and basically working with RJ Redden, who I'm trying to tempt onto the screen at the moment, but I realise that you may well be otherwise engaged. Messenger bots are where it's at. If you've got a live video show, then you can run messenger bots to help build your audience. Right, okay. If I didn't have an appointment in about 3 minutes, I would join you right now. Appreciate that, RJ. Thank you very much. Okay, all good. But I'm going to carry on talking about messenger bots anyway, because I think they're fascinating. And say hello to, bye to Lynn for now. And thank you for the likes and comments and everything that you've said during the first half of the show. Yeah, messenger bots. We're going to be releasing, hopefully on Wednesday, the first stage of our messenger bot on the live video hub. And that live video hub bot will help you to do two things. One, if you are a broadcaster, it will help you categorize your show. And in addition, will give you information about what we're actually up to on the hub. And what we'd like you to do is, if you are broadcasting on the hub, is to send a message to the hub, if you would. This is a shout out to everybody broadcasting on the live video hub. Please send a message to the hub so we can get in contact with you and keep you advised of what's happening in the coming weeks. It's by far the best way of communicating. You can talk to us on a one-to-one basis. And in addition to that, it means that we can contact you with a broadcast. So if anything changes on the hub, we're able to notify you straight away. What we're trying to do is build up the list in two halves. One half is broadcasters, 124 at the moment. The other half is people who actually watch live shows on the video hub, and there are more and more people doing that. In fact, we've got people who are show hopping from one show to another. And when you've got 124 shows to choose from, then you can spend, well, as long as you want, watching live video on the hub. But it's not watching, and this is the thing about BeLive TV and the live video hub, is that when you see a show on the live video hub, you've got the opportunity to interact with the people who are broadcasting. Now, that interaction means that you can join them on camera, and you can join me today if you type guest, or you can join me today. If I was to drop the link as well, that might work as well. But you'll be able to join the people on the show on the Hub. You'll be able to comment and you'll be able to ask questions. Now, I went through today and I was actually categorizing the shows that are on the Hub because I wanted to know, when RJ wants to know, what type of shows can you find on the Hub? So I'm whizzing away in the background here to actually try and find my spreadsheet. And Alan is in St. Petersburg. Welcome, Alan. Nice to see you. As I say, we're broadcasting today to the USA, to Canada, to the UK. And it's all going well at the moment. And I'm just trying to get into my spreadsheet. I use Google Spreadsheets. And I have a spreadsheet which has a list of everybody who broadcasts live on the Hub. And it's like a control sheet. And I've got the personal account and I've got the page, and then I've written down and categorized the shows that you can find on the Hub. Now, you can find chat shows, you can find shows about books, you can find personal coaches, you can find marketing. If you're interested in CBD oil, then you can find that as well. If you're interested in Africa, then you find that as well. If you want to discover more about mediums, then there are mediums on the Live Video Hub too. There are people who help you with home staging and people who help you with your pets, dogs and cats. People help you pay it forward. And if you're into Disney at all, there are 3 Disney shows on the Hub as well. So 124 shows, all of which are about different topics, and you can get involved, you can comment, you can join in. And the Hub is going to be the place to be. Now, to complement that, starting later this week will be I don't have a logo for it, but I can tell you about it, will be the Fitness Hub. And the Fitness Hub is all about fitness. And that goes from yoga to nutrition to any form of exercise. You'll be able to go to the Fitness Hub and you'll be able to watch and get involved in shows about fitness. I'm starting building that tomorrow. If you're involved in the fitness industry at all and you broadcast on BeLive.tv, then just drop me a message and basically I can put you onto the Fitness Hub, which is the BeLive Fitness Hub. We've now named it, and you'll be one of the people broadcasting on there, and your show as well as the Fitness Hub will be promoted by BeLive.tv. So that is excellent news for everybody who's in live broadcasting. Now, if you are still with me, and thank you if you are, then if you have any questions about live video, then please ask any aspect of live video. I'm willing to answer your questions. And if you are free, you can join me on camera by typing guest. And that's it. We're getting up to date with everything that's going on. And I'm just trying to get back on track. Just to mention Win Broadcaster, if you did download Win Broadcaster after my show in April, then I can say that Win Broadcaster is being updated this week, and we should have a virtual camera, which means that we'll be able to link it to BeLive.tv as a camera and play live video with sound as a pre-roll, post-roll or mid-roll. In fact, anywhere during the show, you'll be able to play a live video which is stored on your hard drive, and you play it with sound on BeLive.tv. So I'm looking forward to that. As soon as it comes out, then I will do a demonstration of it to prove that it works. But the whole package is only $30 a year, and that's either on Windows or iOS. And it's a great investment in terms of, well, building on what BeLive have already done, because you can not only do live video, you can do special effects as well. You can do green screen, a whole host of things. And in its own right, Win Broadcaster is a great HD recording system, and you can broadcast live to Twitch, Periscope, and to YouTube from your desktop. So end of that advert. And if you didn't catch it earlier, Karen Glasser and I are having a party on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. talking about, well, live streaming wars last week, and we're both grateful for your votes as we were both in the top 10. And once we've had the party, we'll stop talking about it for another year. Okay, but it was great fun. And difference, when I watched it in 2017, I was sat there with Angelica and we were watching it and we were wondering whether I was actually going to be mentioned, and I was mentioned, and it was fantastic. This year, watching the show, Angelica was watching in her office, I was in my office, and I was live on the broadcast, and it's a totally different feeling. But to be involved in the live broadcast, which is quite a intricate affair, and it's in advance of anything that we're doing on Be Live, because it's designed to be, and you've got multiple cameras, multiple microphones, multiple feeds, all brought together. And I take my hat off to anybody who's involved in that arena, which is, I'm going to call it live broadcasting. Well, it is just simply so powerful. But I'm thankful for Be Live, because Be Live allows us to go live from our desktop and do all sorts of things without actually leaving the browser. And one thing I am finding is that Be Live is getting more and more stable. And I do know that I can't tell you, because I can't tell you, that there are some exciting things coming up from BeLive.tv in the coming months, which will benefit us all. I mean, we've gone from 2 people on screen to 3 people on screen to 4 people on screen. Where could they possibly go next? If you have your wish list, then I'm sure that they are working through it. One of the things I love about Be Live is they actually work to their own schedule, and they do things according to their own roadmap. And whilst they do listen to users, then they still do things in an orderly fashion and alpha and beta test them before they actually get given out to us. So shout out to the team at Be Live, and I'm going to be part of that team working on the live video hub and helping broadcasters who actually use BeLive.tv. Right, I'm going to try and find out who's actually watching this show. I'm going to go to my page and who's actually liked the show. I can see Eddie and Tiffany. Hello. I can see Lillian. Hello, Lillian. And Lillian got the, right, okay. Now, the thing about this is that the comments are going out everywhere. So hello to Tiffany. And the comments are going out everywhere. I'm trying to trace the comments. And what my wish list would be that Facebook have done this live cross-posting. Okay, this is live video cross-posting where you can post in several places at the same time. And this is what has made what we do possible. But there is an Achilles heel to this, and that is that we're live now. We're live on the TVSM page, which is where it all begins. We're live on the live video hub, of course. We're live on the US hub with Fonz. We're live on Little White Lie with Karen. And that's just the start of it. But the thing is, if you think there, we've got 4 different posts in 4 different places. And we can only, all right, Alan's going to join me. Thank you, Alan. We've got, I'm smiling from ear to ear now. We've got a situation where the comments are actually left in several different places. And that means that afterwards you've got to go and you've got to dig out those comments. And I'm just going to, in case you've got a problem, Alan, I'm just going to post a link direct to Facebook in case there are any problems, because I would love you to join me. There we are. So the link is now, should be now winging its way through to the Facebook chat. And if you click that link and you are on TVSN, then you can join me. If you're not on TVSN watching the show, you should find the link for TVSN at the top of the post. If you press that link, I will be able to see your comments. And that's the one thing, the one weakness in this live cross-posting system is that I can only see the comments that are coming live on the TVSN page. So what I can do afterwards is I can go to the TVSN page and I can see the post on TVSN, I can underneath that see everywhere where it's been cross-posted, and I can see whether somebody's commented. And if I click on the link, say for the Live Video Hub, I click on the Live Video Hub link, it brings the page up and it shows me all the comments that have been made. So after the show, I can reply to comments. I can do the same for Little White Lie. I can see if anybody's commented on Little White Lie digital network, and I can address the comments afterwards. And I can do the same for the US Hub. Now, all of this takes additional time, but it's all part of the building, and we are meeting new people. So it's all part of building the network and building up an audience for the show. But my wish for Facebook and live video cross-posting is quite simple. Could you please put all the comments from all the cross-posted shows onto the original live video? Because that would be magical. That would save a host of time for everybody who's invested in live cross-posting. We know the situation that what I've suggested to people, and a lot of people are doing, is when you edit the post, the original post, you put a link at the top, and that link is a link directly back to the show, and that works very well because one click and you're on the original show, like I was with the Rare Book Cafe the other day, and I was watching it on the Live Video Hub. I thought, that's great. I clicked the link and straight away I was in the room, able to comment live on the Rare Book Cafe. And if you've not heard the Rare Book Cafe, I would first of all check it out on the Live Video Hub. It's one of the shows on the hub, and you can watch it there. And if you like what you're listening to, and it's full of fantastic content, then go from the hub and go to the Rare Book Cafe page and experience it live. Now, they broadcast every Sunday, and I think it's at 2:30 Eastern. Alan will correct me on that in a moment. But that is a brilliant show to watch. It's not a topic that would come to mind. All right, and Alan's moving to the desktop. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. One of the things about the hub, let's go back to the hub a moment. I'm on a roll here. Is that the hub is showing, as I said, you've got on the hub, you've got shows about spirituality, kayak fishing, writing, veganism, music, social media, marketing, self-help, confidence on camera, yoga, smoking. I don't know how that one slipped in. Might have a look at that. Rugby league, and of course a rugby union. And you've got business coaches and health and nutrition, weight loss. If you're looking for a show, all right, now I'm saying the phone's not working, which can happen. Okay. You've got 124 different broadcasts on the hub on a wide variety of topics. If you go in there any day, you will see between 12 and 15 shows due to go live. You can get a reminder for any of them. And if you click the link taking back to their page, then you can subscribe too. The hub is not to actually get takeaway views. It's actually to send people to your page. And that's something that we're working on and improving as time goes on, and getting the word out. And I'm talking to Be Live later in the week, and we'll get an action plan together, which will help everybody who's on the Live Video Hub to move forward and promote your shows to an audience, which is what it's all about. Well, it's all about broadcasting to your community and growing your community, and that you can do, as RJ would say, but RJ's not here at the moment. You build one conversation at a time. So you broadcast, then after the broadcast, you go back to everybody, you speak to everybody, and you start a conversation. And it's starting conversations with people that actually builds your network and builds the viewership to your show. Unless you're a superstar, I can name several, the only way to attract people to your show is to have good content and then to actually start conversations with people. And I put together, I'm an admin of the Belivers group, which has got about 6,500 members now. Last week I put every day I do a calendar page and people post their shows for the day. And I gave some tips and tricks, which I do every day, and it was about growing your audience. And one of the ways that I suggested is to actually talk to your audience, not just when you're live. This show is live for an hour. That leaves 167 hours when I'm not talking to the TBSN audience, and therefore opportunity to actually communicate. If you want to message TBSN, do, and I'm sure that David will reply. And you get a conversation going, and he can tell you all about live video, as I can. And if you want to come on live video, then David is here to help you with that, with the live broadcasting. And I'm guessing that there is a problem. I'm just going to check the feed again. Thank you, everybody who's watching. If you haven't identified yourself, please do, because it helps. I can have a chat with you afterwards. And that's what it's all about, is actually networking. And live video is the best way of networking that I have discovered. It's just simply so effective because you can reach out to people, you can talk to people. And just to run through the shows this week so that you know, tomorrow is at 12 p.m. Eastern, is Talk Show with myself and an invited audience, and I'm inviting you now. So if you can make it 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, please do. On Wednesday is one of my favorite shows of the week. It's myself and RJ Redden, and this is at 12 p.m. Eastern as well on the Be Live in 5 page. And we talk every Wednesday about messenger bots. And it's fascinating because we're actually building a bot for the live video hub, and that bot will be demonstrated, fingers crossed, live on the show on Wednesday, or at least we'll get a stage further on building it. And everything that we're doing in the series will help you to use messenger bots as well. They're not as fearsome as they first appear. It's just like learning another language, like learning French or German. You can build your own messenger bot, and one of the best ways to do that is to watch the show on Wednesday with myself and RJ as we talk about bots. Anyway, to my rescue, as I've been doing a soliloquy, a standalone show, is Alan, and say hello to Alan Smith. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Stephen. I hated to see you hanging out there on a branch by yourself, so decided to see what I could do.
I appreciate you coming in. I mean, you get those days when you sort of are set for something and something just throws you and you go totally off topic and you start rambling, and it's not a pretty sight. So thank you for popping in.
Well, right. I was interested in the whole process. Let me recount some of this, and perhaps it'll be instructive for people, and you can explain what was happening. When I first discovered you, you just popped up, and I made some comments. And then it became clear that nothing was happening, that you were not here, you were not able to see the comments. So then I saw that there was a link to get to the page where you could see the comments. But perhaps that is something that you want to explain a little bit about how all that works.
That's a good point. When you go live on your own page, and that's the only place you're going live, then people know about you. You don't need to explain. When you go live on somebody else's page, especially if your post is shared, you need to say who you are, right? Because people don't know who you are. New viewers, no idea who you are. The second thing you've got to say is what you're talking about. What's the topic for that week? If it's fishing, then it might not interest people. But if it's fly fishing or sea fishing or fishing for bass, then you're honing in on your audience. And then the third thing you've got to do is give a reason as to why people should watch. So that's the hook. That was good, wasn't it? Fishing hook. Now, the other thing is that you also need to include in the post a link back to the original show at the top, and say something like, to comment, please visit this link. And it's an education process. I've just said that my wish is that Facebook would put all the comments in one place. That would be my wish.
That would be helpful, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, that would reduce the confusion and the grief, because then you could go to any of the cross postings or any of the shares, and you can see the comments. Now, I can understand why you can't see the post on the shared comment, but on a live cross posting video, Facebook know that they've done it. Facebook know that they've live cross posted from your page to the live video hub. They actually created that post.
Right.
So they already know where you've gone, and it's not too complicated for them to say, right, okay, there is a post on that page, linked to a post on that page. Let's bring the comments back to the parent, if you like. So you've got all the child broadcast and then the parent broadcast, and just bring the comments back to the parent broadcast, and that would solve all the problems then.
Because otherwise, you cannot see those comments until after the program, when you would look at the program on another page, and then follow up with the comments there. Is that right?
Yeah. If you go to Insights after the show, and you go to your page's Insights after the show and find the video, yeah, click on it, and it tells you how many viewers you had and how long they viewed for and all that information. Yeah. At the bottom now, it actually says your video was also shared here. And underneath that, you can see everybody who's done a cross posting with you, and you can see how many people were reached, how many people actually viewed, and most importantly, whether there are any comments. Yeah. So if you're sharing out of going live cross posting to 4 different pages, and only 2 of them have got comments on, you only need to visit 2 of them. You don't need to visit all 4.
Right.
Yeah? I'm going to put a video out about it later this week. I know seeing is a lot easier when I can actually just show you a picture of it. But that part of it is that they've got that perfect, because they've got all the stats, and you, rather than chasing around different pages, you can see it all on one page, and you can see who's done what. So after this show, I will go to my Insights on my Facebook page for VLive for TVSN, and I'll click on the video, and it will tell me how many people viewed on the live video hub, how many people viewed on the US networking hub in the UK, how many people viewed on Little White Lie, and how many people commented. I can source all that from there. But it could be a lot less complicated if Facebook got their act together and said, okay.
Now let me tell you a little bit more about this experience in finally getting in here.
Okay.
And I think that this offers a couple of things that they're an opportunity to talk about a couple of different things related to BeLive and to live broadcasting in general. Yep. And one was that when I discovered you and I finally got over to the page where you were, and I put in some comments, and I was watching you suffering there, being there alone, and no one was chiming in, and no one was asking any questions. And so I said, well, all right, I'll try and to help Stephen out. So I was on my phone watching all of this, and I thought, well, I've got the BeLive app on my phone. I should be able to just do this. And I hit the link that you. Well, first, let me back up.
Okay.
Your process was that you said put in guest. So I typed in guest.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, your bot responded and said put in yes. And so I put in yes, and then it gave me that link. And as I said, I tried to use the link and I was unable to, so I switched over here to the desktop. But talk a little bit, if you would, about the bot. I know you've been talking about bots, but this is a practical use of it, and I just find that interesting, and I think other people would find that useful.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the first bot I ever wrote, and it's a guest bot. And the basic principle is that you decide on a keyword, and the keyword here was guest. And when the bot sees the keyword, it sends out a message, and it sends you the first message, which says, "Hello, T. Alan Smith,"
Right.
and then it says, "Would you please type yes?" Okay. The typing of yes means that you're actually opting into the messenger. Yeah.
Right.
So we've got the opportunity then to start a conversation.
Right.
Then it sends, when you type yes, it then sends you the link. And that link, if you're on Android, will work. Are you on an iPhone?
I was on an iPhone, yes.
Right, okay. iPhone are not so friendly, unfortunately. You heard that one before. What we tend to find, it's basically, it's very difficult. There isn't a perfect solution yet. You should be able to click, you can't click the link on iPhone, but the button should work. So I'll take that back and see if we can do anything about that.
Here, I decided, well, I'll go to the app because I have the app on my phone. So I went to the app, and all I could see was the some kind of championships that has been there for months, and it did absolutely nothing else. It had nothing else available, no other options. I logged in. It wanted me to log in, so I logged in, and it still gave me only the one option of championship finals.
Yeah. Right. Okay. The app doesn't work on its own. You've got to have it on your phone. Okay.
Right.
But the theory is that you don't load the app at all. You go direct to the link in Messenger or the link on Facebook, and you click the link from there. That then loads the app and takes you to the right page.
Okay, but because it's iPhone and that hasn't been worked out yet, the link didn't work at all.
Yeah, well, it's not consistent. That's the unfortunate thing. I know
we have done broadcasts. We have done remote broadcasts where we had people on an iPhone, and they were able to come into our show.
Yeah. As I say, it's not consistent. That's the problem. And I don't have an iPhone, so I can't actually. I'm not giving you first-hand advice here. Mm-hmm. But as you say, normally you send people a link, they click on it and come in, and that seems to work fine. There is no reason on earth why the link sent by a messenger bot should be different, because the link actually came from Facebook in the first place. So you actually tell the bot, this is the link I want to use, which is the guest link, and you're not altering it in any way, shape or form. So that's in the body of the message that came when you typed yes, and it's also included in the button. So
now I noticed you were using ManyChat. Is it Many?
It is ManyChat, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And if you don't mind, I mean, I'm just asking questions, but if you don't mind, talk a little bit about ManyChat and how you've used it, how you find it to use, and also how you and is it is it an expensive alternative?
Okay. ManyChat, as far as marketing is concerned, is the best $10 you could spend every month. It's just $10 a month, and that works for one page. And for that one page, you can do the guest bot, which we already talked about. You can do giveaways. You can send people to any page anywhere on the internet. You can send people a quiz. You can do anything you want. The only limit is your imagination. And basically what you're actually doing in the old days, well, not the old days, a few years ago, everybody said the money's in the list. And when they said the money's in the list, they were referring to the email list. Yeah.
Sure.
And the idea was in marketing was you get people to sign up to your list, and then 2 or 3 times a month you send them a message and say, right, okay, buy my whatever it happens to be. Now, the equivalent today is a messenger, because you can get people to sign up to your messenger, and then obviously you can communicate. You can do a conversation one-to-one with anybody who's commented on the show today. I can start a conversation with yourself. I can start a conversation with RJ. I can start a conversation with Lynn or Fonz or David, simply because you visited the show today. And by starting that conversation, you're in my messenger bot. And the beauty of that is that before my shows, I've got 147 people signed up to our messenger bot. Before my shows, I can send out a broadcast message which goes to 147 people. Now, if you're doing email, similar thing, sending out an email to people, then you'll be lucky to see a 20% open rate. There's only 1 in 5 people would even bother opening it. If you're using a messenger bot and you send a broadcast message which is addressed personally to the individual and has your message of the day in and a link to your show and a reason for joining, then the open rates are in excess of 70%. So
that's
you're actually
phenomenal. That's
exactly
phenomenal, isn't it?
exactly so. So that's why I said this is the best $10 you can spend a month on marketing, because you build your list up one person at a time. Before you know it, you've got 50, then you've got 100, then I'm getting close to 150. Providing you treat them with respect and actually talk to them on a one-to-one basis as well as just broadcasting, then what you're actually building up is an audience for your shows. And what happens when I send out a broadcast, when I go live on my own show, is that I send a message out to 150 people. 70 to 80% will open the message, and fantastically, 1 in 8 people will then go on to do something. So that's for every broadcast I send out, 12 people are actually coming to watch the show, or going somewhere else I sent them. And that's how it works. You're actually building an audience over time by being social, and then when it comes to the time of your show, so say 20 past 2 on a Sunday, you can send a message out and say, we are live in 10 minutes, please join us, here are our guests, here are our topics. And rather than people having to go to your page to find it, the message is going into their messenger box. They can read it, and then they can take action. And as I say, 70 to 80% open rate. I know people who've got 90% open rate, and one of them is RJ.
For people who might not otherwise understand, speak a little bit about the what you do from a social standpoint in those in between times when you're not inviting them to a show,
right?
But you want to continue to keep contact. I would guess that the technique is adaptable to almost any industry that would be using something like this.
Yep, totally across the board. I mean, basically, straight after this show, I will message everybody who's actually watched the show and commented, just to say, saying thank you. Okay, so after the show, I'll be starting a conversation with 8 to 10 people, and the conversation will go on until we run out of steam. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's after the show.
Let me interrupt. Okay, yep. Go ahead, and then I have another question related to all of this.
The next thing is that I go through the messenger list on a daily basis, and as RJ recommends, first 20 minutes every day is spent looking at the list and reaching out to somebody and seeing if they've got any questions about live video. So that way I'm messaging on average about 8 people a day. So the thing is that every 3 weeks, you'll get a personal message from me. Right, back to your question.
Okay, so how is that using ManyChat different from using the built-in Facebook Messenger that that allows a user now to speak to individuals who've joined Messenger, to speak to them individually, and to also invite them into a group. How is ManyChat different from that?
ManyChat allows you to send a message which is a composition of text, images, video, and audio, and to send that message out to everybody. I think it's basically, I've only talked about the sort of start of it. I've got, just to give you an example, I've got, for anybody who's not broadcast before, I've got a mini course, 5-day course, which runs on ManyChat, and you can sign up for the course, and every day you get in your inbox a lesson. And that lesson composes of an image, a video, and an audio. And over the course of 6 days, it takes you from never having broadcast to broadcasting for the first time. So it can be used for courses, it can be used for quizzes, it can be used to impart knowledge. And I think because it's a centralized, I think you're only looking after one messenger bot for one page, then you're in total control, and you can, the only limit is your imagination.
Okay, so if you're, as is my case, and I know is the case of a number of people, they have multiple clients who they work with to produce live video, to and to build their audience. And it sounds as if ManyChat is you would have separate accounts for each of a number of audience or a number of clients.
Okay, basically yes. If each client's got their own Facebook page, then you would have a number of accounts, one for each client. The thing within each page is that you can tag and segment the audience. So if you know certain people are interested in topic A, you tag them in topic A, topic B, topic C, and so on. So you can actually message a subset of the audience. So if your business has several different products, you can actually ask people which of our products you're interested in, then everything that goes out to them is in relation to those products. So in other words, you're not sending out information to people who don't want to see it.
So in our case with a Rare Book Cafe, which by the way is on Saturdays at Saturdays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time.
I got the time right. I got the day wrong. It was a long weekend.
But in our case, we have people who watch the show who are interested in basically rehabbing books, rescuing books. We also have people who have various kinds of collections and are interested in expanding their collections. We also have people who sell books, who are booksellers, and that's what they do. So we have different within the broad category of rare and collectible books. We have a lot of subgroups, and what you're saying is that within ManyChat, and we didn't know that this was going to be a commercial for ManyChat, but but why not? Why not put that in there, and why not promote your wonderful instructional series as well? But what you're saying is that within ManyChat, there's opportunities to break it down and to send very specialized messages.
That's
to very small groups of people.
Correct. That's it. You've got it. That's it. Brilliant. Alan, I've got to say thank you for rescuing me. And for, every so often you're going to have a show that goes slightly off the rails, and I just want to thank you for bringing it back on track.
Well, I'm glad I could do that, and wish you well. Looking forward to seeing your and congratulations, by the way, on your finishing in the top 10 in the broadcasting awards, the live streaming awards, and that's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you. You're most kind, and I just enjoy live broadcasting, and it's a pleasure to do this. It's a pleasure talking this afternoon as well. To everybody who's watched us, thank you very much. To everybody who's stayed, we're into our second hour, as Alan and I were talking about ManyChat and getting totally involved. If you watch the replay, you'll find information about many things, and I'll be back next Monday. Alan will be on a screen near you on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern with the Rare Book Cafe, which is a treat, and I implore you to go and check it out, and we'll catch you all later. Bye for now. All right, so end the broadcast.